everyone, Paul from High Tech Legion, and we'll be taking a look at MSI Command Center. This is for the Z97 gaming series of motherboards, and let's go ahead and dive right in. To the left hand side you can see MSI Command Center with the gaming logo to the left. Towards the center here we have our OS, our BIOS, our CPU information, and of course the model, which is the Z97 Gaming 7, which is a new series for the gaming line. They stopped naming them GD85, etc. So now this is actually the Gaming 7. This button here shows us our information based on what we are using, the version number of the command center. Of course, this is your minimize, and this actually minimizes into a nice little desktop icon that you could use so you could see what frequencies you're using. When we come back up to it, again we have our X here, and then down below that we have our temperatures of our motherboard, which is in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. To the bottom of that we have icons, which are basically what you're seeing just below. We're looking at CPU frequencies right now. Then we could go to DRAM, IGP, RAM disk, and OC Genie. We also have our default setting. We have the apply button once we want to apply settings, a save so we could save a profile, and load so we could load a profile once we have saved it. Below we have advanced setting and information. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the CPU frequency. This is very simple to use. Basically, just say you want to change some frequencies on your CPU. You could either change one core or multiple cores. We'll go ahead and click select all. Now I could use this both ways. I could either go with the plus or the minus and raise it, or I could literally type in what I want here, hit enter, and it'll change it to that. Once I click apply, it will apply those settings, and as you can see, it just went to 4.2 gigahertz. Below that is your base clock multiplier. You could go ahead and raise and lower your base clock via that. Now, I normally don't do a base clock anymore, especially with Haswell. Actually, since really Sandy Bridge, I really haven't been using base clock, but you can do it. I would suggest if you're going to do a base clock overclock, if you're going to do like a base clock and CPU ratio type thing, the highest I would suggest to go is maybe 105 on any of these boards or any other board. So we'll get rid of that 42 there. Let's just clear it out. Then we'll go ahead over to the right hand side, and now we can see our CPU fan. Right now I have it on smart mode, which means basically MSI has determined based on what my fan's capabilities can do on what the RPMs will do, what the thresholds are going to be, and what the temperature thresholds are to raise and lower this. Now I do have an AIO on here, so I am having that controlled by another program which was built by the manufacturer. So this is really not going to do much, but what I want to show you is you could actually set thresholds based on temperatures, etc. So you could set your curbs for manually tuning your fan. If you go into manual mode, what you could do is all you need to do is just basically take your scroll wheel and go up and down, and you could change it to whatever you want in manual mode. It also has a fan tune. Once you click on that, it'll tune your fan based on minimum and maximum RPMs, and then basically judge where the fan curve is going to be as the temperatures would increase and decrease. By clicking apply, save, and load, of course if you click save, you save it. Once you save it, you want to load that profile, go ahead and load that profile. Once we click over on this arrow, you'll still have the smart fan in there, but it brings up CPU voltage. You can manually change your CPU voltage here just by going up and down with the scroll wheel or typing it in. Sorry about that, I clicked over a little bit too far. Next we have DRAM frequency and DRAM voltage. DRAM frequency 100 megahertz, ratio is X9, and our frequency is 2400. So I have 2400 memory in here, and it is Corsair. This is our DRAM voltage. You can manually change your DRAM voltage up and down, or you could change it by just putting in your inputs. So if I want it to be 1.65, I just type that in, hit enter, and it'll change it to 1.65, which it is already on. Your IGP frequency and your GT voltage are basically for your onboard video if you're using the Intel HD graphics. I am not at this time. I'm using a discrete card, so that's why you do not see these lit up. But you could increase the clock speeds and the voltage from this program if you are using an IGP. When we go next, we have RAM disk. And one good thing about MSI, now MSI with their command center allows you to use RAM disk. They give you a RAM disk feature with all their motherboards. On the Z87 line, they had the entire line which had the ability to use RAM disk. If this is something that you would like to use to speed up your system a little bit and speed up your data transfer, it's a very good program. It comes with it. You do not have to pay extra for it. Finally, last but not least, is our OC Genie. And this is basically just a way to go ahead and tune your system by auto tune. You click on OC Genie and it's just going to drive you through everything that you need to. So if you're not too familiar with overclocking, don't have time to learn, this will do it for you. Let's go to advanced settings here. Under advanced settings, we could check our voltages. We could also change our voltages. As you can see, this is a little bit like, it's advanced. So you could change your voltage. You could change your I/O voltage. You could change your DRAM voltage, your PCH voltages, your ring voltages, CPU core, and VCCIN. There's numerous amounts of voltages that you could change through that. When you go to the fan, of course, it's going to bring up your fan. It's going to either go manual or smart mode. So if we go to smart mode, it'll bring back the fan curve display. If you go to manual mode, of course, it'll just bring back the little scroll wheel for you. And of course, fan tune is back over there. DRAM will bring up your DRAM frequencies, and here they are. Now I could change all my frequencies. I could change my timings through this. So this gives me the option to change my timings for all my DIMMs. So we'll go ahead to setting here. And once we go to setting, you can record. So you could record what your voltage, your fan speed, temperatures, and basically change it to how many minutes you want it to record for. Once you start a recording, it'll put it through a log and you'll be able to monitor things. There's also a warning. You could set alerts. So if your CPU goes over a certain temperature, your system, your fan stop working, etc., you could have it set alerts for you. Mobile control. There is an app. I'm sorry I didn't have time to download it to show it to you, but we will probably go through this in the near future, and I will actually do a video for you guys to show you how to use the Command Center app. Basically, go download it at the App Store in the Android market, and once you download it, you'll be able to command your system via your phone. Very nice feature. Under information, of course, information is going to give your motherboard information when you click on it, your CPU information when you click on it, memory information. It'll basically go down to what DIMMs you have, what is populated, and of course, finally, we have a hardware monitor. Hardware monitor is something you might want to take a look at when you're trying to performance tune your system. Well, that's it for Command Center, but there are a couple more things that I want to show you guys and girls. And this comes with the MSI Gaming Series motherboards. We have an MSI fast boot here. Basically what this is going to do is going to do two things for you. Let's see if I can get it up and running. Come on, baby. There it is. Okay, I can either turn fast boot on or fast boot off, and this is basically just a different way to boot up your system quicker, but this is MSI's way to override the rapid start from Intel. And then you have Go to BIOS. If you click on Go to BIOS, it'll ask you if you want to reboot. Once you reboot, it'll go straight to the BIOS. Alright, next one is going to be the MSI Eco Center. Now this is a way to save some time, some cash, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. By shutting things off that you might not be using, you could probably save yourself a little bit of power. So just say if I want to shut off a CPU fan or a USB port, USB 3.0 ports, or my M2 SSD, which I'm not using right now, or SATA 7 and 8, which is basically the as media port, I could go ahead and click on that. Now of course it'll say that this device will not work, and you click yes, and then click apply. Once you click apply, it'll shut down. It'll go ahead and shut that specific thing off. It's a very good app to have, especially if you just want to save some power. So if you're not using certain areas of your CPU, of your motherboard, you could go ahead and shut them down, like the CPU fans, and etc. And last but not least, well, we do have smart utilities, but basically this is the Intel Smart Utilities, and what you can do from the smart utilities is turn on Intel Rapid Start, Smart Response, and Smart Connect. It's just a way to do it through a Windows atmosphere than doing it through your BIOS. And then we have the MSI Gaming App, and this of course comes with all the gaming motherboards. And basically this is how simple it is. You want to go ahead and overclock it, you click OC mode, it's going to reboot your system. It'll reboot your system, turn on OC Genie, and you'll get about 4.2 gigahertz out of it. Under gaming mode, you're going to be around 4, and then of course right now it's in silent mode, as you can see, and I'm down to 800 megahertz. This is a great little app to have. Once you go ahead and click OC mode and let this app actually take control, you won't have to reboot every time you do it. Just click on any one of them and it'll go straight to what you need it for. So if you're gaming and you don't want to have that high of an overclock, or if you do want to have that high of an overclock, just click either gaming mode or OC mode. Well everyone, I want to say thank you for watching this video. This has been our overview of MSI Command Center and some of the other apps that come with the MSI Z97 Gaming Series motherboards. Have a great day everyone. Thank you. See you the next time, and stay thirsty. Bye-bye.